the importance of SOPs.
Everything that you do needs to be off your plate.
This year, it's not. We're in the red this year. The other one is marketing. In 22, we did $1.5 million with this one client.
Our success system delivers a consistency and a new mindset.
We were hoping for $3 million this year, and we didn't get it.
Increase our buying power, decrease our cost of a job. It says part 1, 10x is easier than 2x. 25 goal for revenue.
On this episode, you'll be jumping into one of our blueprint calls. This is one of our 4-week cash builder clients who just spent their first 30 days with us, and we wrap it up with a blueprint session that helps them create the game plan to execute on moving forward. Guys, pause the video, grab a notepad, get a pen, and enjoy this call.
We'll just start with your takeaways and then we'll get into the guts of a few things.
The importance of SOPs.
The business runs well.
This year, it's not. We're in the red this year. We realized on the marketing side, and so, we're spending $100,000 with Contractor Growth Network. We are all feeling good about it. Thankfully, the last 2 years were very good years for us.
And if you think about systems and SOPs here and your desire, because at the end of the day, this whole thing to me hinges on your ability to get the business running so you don't need to be in 5 days a week, 10 hours a day. Somebody's got to take the stuff off your plate. So in a year from now, you're no longer here. You're obviously here and you're going to help out, but essentially you're out of the day-to-day operation. So everything that you do needs to be off your plate. So if I were to reverse engineer that, what does it look like in 90 days before now? So that would also mean, of course, I need the production supervisor in place in the first 90 days of the new year. Have you guys worked with Contractor Staffing Source?
I know of them. We haven't worked with them. Yeah.
And so when I think about your business and you have a lot dialed in that's very tight, you have, I'm going to say seemingly with CGN, solve the lead flow problem. Internally, the rest of the team works really well. This piece is missing. Is this correct?
Yeah. So 2 other things that didn't help our finances this year, but are long-term investment. One is signing up with JobTread. We brought on a full-time estimator, so it's taken him a little while. Now I am feeling really good about the estimating. We're not even 50% into JobTread yet. What if we worked with some of your team and we spent that time focusing just right on our stuff? Not that we couldn't learn things there.
Right, yeah.
But
would take the integration of your software to another level,
yeah.
Which then that piece will also help with the thinking of the missing systems that are going to get you to the finish line. That production manager role, how clearly defined was that role?
I think it's pretty clear. We're realizing we got some SOPs that we need to sharpen up. As the big picture is real clear.
Okay. And if you're 50% into JobTread, you probably don't need a lot from us to take it kind of over the finish line. You're probably only missing a few things.
That could be.
And what we can do there, if you don't mind allowing us access to look at to get into, we can do it on kind of the back end and not touch anything, but kind of sniff around and see what's set up. I'll get sure on the JobTread side, we can see what you need and how far you need to go. I think that's also going to help increase the success rate of this production manager too. I see our business as, yes, we have a program, there is a structure, there is a success system in place here, and then there's certain people that have very specific goals that are different than some or most, which is get an exit, right? And in your case, being an exit, that is like a new alarm bells go off for me and saying, okay, this is a different approach for Dennis than others need, right? So what are the key points that we're going to focus on to help you with that exit? In terms of contractor staffing, I would put it this way: find you more opportunities to visible to more people than a traditional route. And then contractor staffing can bring in a different approach. You pay a small fee, which is $2,000 a month, and you might need them for 2 or 3 months to find your ideal candidate. It could happen within 30 days, but call it a month to 2 months, and then you can be done with them at that point. Literally between 2 and 4, maybe 6 grand, you're going to help you find that person. The 4-level success system, our success system, delivers a consistency and a new mindset that gets us further along. I think like being able to find what we want to leave with today is what is our few core vitals, our needle movers, what's the, 1 or 2 or 3 things that it's going to make the biggest difference in the first quarter of the year. And then everything else is important, but it needs to kind of wait in the back burner until we hit these, because without these, nothing else matters.
Hey, if you like this video, remember to hit that subscribe button, grab your hammer, and hit the bell so you don't miss any more of these videos.
The other one is marketing. We've been working on SOPs, what we call project development. Once people give us a retainer to design the project, we make good headway with that. Other than this production supervisor, we're pretty well ready to hit the ground running. We will have to do some hiring. Obviously, other than this, the production supervisor, the other guys that are collecting unemployment, we're going to be giving them a call.
So that to me is the pieces for you is SOPs, obviously your production supervisor or that production manager, and the software side, which to me, the software side includes a level of systems beyond just the software, because the software without systems doesn't work. I would say that those are the pieces. Make sense?
Yeah. So in 21, we did 3.3 million, and that's the range we've been at for a lot of years.
Okay.
Most of the increase in 22 and 23 were due to one client. That was one of mine. In 22, we did 1.5 million with this one client. And that was renovations to the existing house. 3, we added a $3 million addition.
Wow, that's a nice addition. The uncovering of the gold lies in what we've done in the past and how that happened. And so the 12 critical numbers that we talked about the other day, did you find that the 12 critical numbers might be something that you could simplify how you look at them?
I got that printed out. It's sitting right here on my desk.
Okay, beautiful. We're going to complete the targets for the next 12 months on the 12 critical numbers, and then we're going to start working at. Have it right here. It's the, it's an 80-page training that we went through with all of the tools and guides, worksheets. The content was really, really good. What sales assets do your team have when they go out?
Well, we have a business card, and then we have a folder we call portfolio that has a list of awards that we've won.
Sure.
It's really kind of a 3-stage sale, because we don't go out on appointments without getting money, and that starts at 250, and we let the guys kind of determine, it's sort of how involved does it sound like this project's going to be, how much time is it going to take, and then that we split 50-50, so half of that goes right to the salesperson, and then half comes to the company.
I think the other thing that we even talk about in our sales training is how are we showing up? And you guys have your equipment that's out on the road, your showroom, and I think those things alone give you some credibility and brand recognition that your competitors don't have. That gets you a long way before you even show up. So part of this, could be over time too, is maybe adding some other pieces of our sales system into your mix to give them even more secret weapons, as we call them, to help them close more deals. That's just another level. The software piece will also then track so much of this. And so that's something you will want when you transition, right? To be able to see your operation and all the metrics and moving parts. That's such a key to your success here in getting you removed. And then of course, the production manager is going to need that as well. And then you're just managing underneath them from a distance. That's how I was able to do it. Now, I'm not suggesting that we change our price.
No.
Before we reduce our buying, let's price from the market value or what we're currently seeing our numbers as, but then let's improve the buying power of what we do, and we probably find another point or two. And this is the whole goal. Increase revenue a little, increase our buying power, decrease our cost of a job, be more effective, efficient. There's 5% on the table. If you can grab yourself 5% on 5, and maybe you're going to hit 6 million this year, what is the 25 goal for revenue?
We were hoping for 3 million this year, and we didn't get it. So we've been thinking that 3.25 million.
I believe what 4-level brings to the table is stretching our belief. stretching our belief about what's possible. Because here's the thing, if we go after 3.25 because we were shooting for 3 last year, we didn't quite make it. Last year is nothing to do with this year. And you've already proven that you can produce the work and actually get it done. You were using more subcontractors. You found a big project, right? The goal has to be, look, we need another big project or 2. And that is, we're going to be relentless in our approach to finding that. Have you seen our 10x is easier than 2x content in the...
I heard that talked about yesterday, and I want to look that up.
So that is, I believe, a huge deal. If we go after 3.25 million, you really don't have to change things, because you should hit that number confident. Based on CGN does its thing, we do our thing, we're gonna hit 3 million. But if we're gonna go for 5 or 6 million, we can't do the same thing. We can't go into this year the way we did last. What that does is they say it raises our frame. Currently, what we focus on is a lot of things to get to the 3 million, but there's only a couple of things, 2 or 3 things when we raise our floor and focus on the frame. You'll see it in the content. When we raise that frame, there's only 2 or 3 things that will take us there to the 5. We got to focus on that. Does that make sense?
It does.
So it's in our session recordings.
Okay.
When you go into that, it says part 1, 10x is easier than 2x. And then there was a part 2 in September. If you only watch part 1, that would be enough. Part 2 will put the icing on the cake. That mindset there is exactly what has to happen.
I got 2 things highlighted in yellow here. Contractor staffing and 10x is better than 2.
Yeah, 10x is easier.
Oh, easier.
Yeah, and actually, that is the relief, is it's actually easier.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to just do a small increase. 10x is like complete mindset shift and change. Go through the content, you'll see why. What you bring in your thinking and the level, and let's continue to let's find those 5 points and 5 million.
Yep. Good.
So that's what you can expect from a blueprint session if you join us for our 4-week cash builder. Guys, in the description, you'll find a way to book a call with us if this is what you want for yourself.